Support provided by Lafayette Travel, Red Stick Sports, and the U.S. Army Baton Rouge Recruiting Battalion.
From the state of Mississippi, we head over to Troy, Alabama, where the Trojans were welcoming the Raging Cajuns from Louisiana. Jordan Lovett up the middle for 16 yards for Troy. Then Tucker Kilcrease. He scrambles 8 yards the long way. Starts out right side, comes all the way left side, sees it, gets it into the corner of the end zone, 7-0 Troy. But it took the Cajuns just 2 plays to respond. Lunch Winfield with the start, sees the opening himself, and he takes off running. This is good for 39 yards, down to the Troy 36. Great job by Winfield, and on the very next play, Winfield to Shelton Sampson. And boy, you love to see Sampson getting this open and behind the defense because Winfield got crushed. And he finds Sampson wide open for the touchdown. We're tied at 7. Early second quarter. Tip drill. Kilcrease's pass bounces off of DJ Epps and right in the hands of Cortus Flowers. He gets it down to the 1. The Cajuns would punch it in a couple of plays later and make it 14-7 on top on the road at Troy. Then Walker Howard's back in the game. Remember, he came back a week ago in the series and threw an interception. Well, here he comes into the game and throws 1 pick. And it's an interception. The problem is it was intended for Cade Jensen, but the ball pops out. Jaquez White gets it 30 yards on the return. We're tied at 14. 2 plays into the next possession. Winfield's back in the ballgame. This one he floats a little too high, and it's picked off by Kalino Levine. He returns it 34 yards for Troy to give him really good field position. 2 plays later, Tucker Kilcrease scores it from 4 yards out. Look at this scrum, and somehow he comes out of it. Seemed a little far away for a quarterback sneak from 4 yards out, but whatever, it worked, and it's 21-14. Now 21-17 in the third. Kilcrease to Ethan Connor, and Connor takes it 28 yards. That leads to a 1-yard touchdown by Jordan Lovett, and it's 28-17. Now it's 28-20 after the Cajuns get a field goal. 4th and 9. Winfield sees one small opening and he takes off. You've got to get something done, and he does. 16 yards, and he gets the first down. That leads to yet another Tony Sterner field goal. It's 28-23. It's a touchdown game with 7 minutes to go. But you've got to get a stop. They have to get a stop. And on 1st and 10 with 3 minutes to go, Jordan Lovett doesn't let them get a stop. In fact, he doesn't stop until 19 yards later in the end zone for the touchdown, and that'll do it. Raging Cajuns lose this one 35-23 at Troy to fall at 2-6 overall, 1-3 in conference play. Troy looks very good, 6-2 overall, 4-0 in Sun Belt play. Winfield throws for a $187, runs for 139, and leads the team in rushing. The Trojans score 14 points off of 3 Cajun turnovers in a game that they won 35-23. You can do the math. You see where the difference comes. Tonight, November 1st, Louisiana stays on the road. In fact, they're back in Alabama taking on South Alabama. All right, let's talk about the Cajuns here for just a moment after we hear sound bites first. Reaction from the ballgame.
Our team is very resilient. We got a lot of fight in us, so we just try not to talk about the mistakes too much and just keep moving forward. That's all we can do.
We got to find ways to try to run the football, which is not easy. We're running the quarterback more than what you really need to or should. But I mean, it's just kind of where we are. We're having a hard time getting a lot of movement. I mean, it's definitely not the kid's fault. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, I'm just playing uphill on some stuff, and defense is still making plays and doing things. I mean, obviously at the end, we needed a stop at the end, weren't able to get one, but I mean, those guys, they kept us in the game. Another turnover and backed up, get us close to it. Had a couple drives that kicked some field goals on that obviously touchdowns put you right back in it, but it's just kind of the same thing a little bit. Turnover just kind of sparks a momentum swing.
Scott, it's kind of been the definition of the Cajun season. A play here, a play there. Remember Eastern Michigan, and you lose it at the end, and the bad kick and the penalty and all that. And here, you're in the ball game to the very end. But I got to be honest, I'm a little confused on the Walker Howard situation. Last week, Mike Decimo said, hey, if he's getting healthy, got to get him to play. And he put him in for 1 series, had a pick last week. Now you're on the road. You have a lead. Lunch Winfield looks great. You bring him in for 1 play. He throws it. It's a pick 6. Now he's back out. Yeah. Then Winfield comes back in. Then he throws an interception. I'm just a little confused. You've never been a 2-quarterback system. You were trying to find a quarterback. Yeah. One got hurt, another one has struggled. You've now found your quarterback. So what are we doing?
Well, I think sometimes you fall in the trap of Walker Howard. He came back home. It was a feel-good story of getting him back home in the portal, and he was supposed to be the guy. Went early on, suffered that injury, and he probably fits this offense and what they want to do more. But I'll tell you what, it is hard to say that when you watch Lunch Winfield and the production this kid had every single week. Go back to the game he just burst on the scene, had over like 200 yards of offense in one quarter. That's a special player, and that's not a normal thing. And my advice, I think, to the Cajuns would be you got to find a way to build this offense around Lunch. The reason you're having a hard time running the football is because all these defenders are saying, that quarterback, we need to stop him. So they're packing the box, which is making life harder on your running backs. But I would say I would watch tons of Ravens tape, Eagles tape, and watch what they're doing with their quarterbacks. Teams can pack the box, but now you can play action them, throw them to tight ends, get smaller formations. I think this whole offense needs to be built around Lunch Winfield and his skill set.
We showed you his numbers in the graphic. Let's hear about Lunch Winfield following Saturday night's loss.
Man, Lunch is doing a great job. He's doing everything he can. Honestly, we just gotta pick him up, keep playing behind him, and we gonna figure it out eventually.
Week to week, I feel like way better. I just go out there and try to make plays, I would say, and I felt pretty good.
The kid's giving us a chance. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's making good decisions in the throw game with the RPO stuff. He's throwing with I thought was really pretty precise in the quick game today. You know, there's always a couple throws you want back. I mean, that's playing quarterback, but I mean, he stands in the pocket, he takes hits, he runs really hard. He's keeping us in the games. I mean, he's on offense right now. I mean, he's giving us a chance to move the football. We made some plays in the throw game around him today, in certain spots, which was good. Just kind of struggling with an identity right now a little bit, and kind of what we can do to consistently move the football and get yards.
You weren't even at the press conference, and Michael Desmo was almost referring to what you just said, which is kind of building because he's keeping them alive, making big plays. It was good to see Shelton Sampson getting healthy. 5 catches, 74 yards in that touchdown. Now they can just kind of work that consistency.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you get frustrated as a coach because you want things done a certain way, whether you're a 4 wide receiver team, 3 wide receiver. You have a certain way you want to do it, and sometimes these plays are off schedule. I think Lunch is one of those guys who he's off schedule. He's going to make plays that aren't the conventional way you're installing offensive plays, but it's also hard playing defensively against guys like that. You see every single week, every level of football. I would much rather play a pocket passing guy who cannot escape, get outside like the Vandy quarterback or A&M's quarterback against LSU. So those guys with the legs who can break plays down and keep you honest on defense, those guys make you sweat a little bit before the game starts.
Yeah, we'll see if the Cajuns can rebound as they're back on the road again next weekend.